Chaitanyena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Ajnanati mirandasya yananjana shalakaya chakshurumilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Babaji Vyapiyat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Sarvashruti Shiroradna Virajita Padam Bhujaha Vedantam Bhuja Suryorya Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Yomatito Niranjana Bindunada Kaladita Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Jnana Shakti Samarodha Tattvamala Vibhushita Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidayine Atma Jnana Pradanena Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Shoshanam Bhava Sindosha Yapanam Sarasampada Guru Padodakam Samya Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapam Tattva Jnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Guru Radhiranadisha Guru Paramadevata Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Sasakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Sasakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarva Mama Deva Deva. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. 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 Oh Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Oh Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Oh Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Premavatar Sadguru Deva Shri Vishwananda Narayana. Jai Shri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. 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 Vishwananda Gurudev. O Premavatar Sadguru Deva Sri Vishwananda Narayana. 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 Jai Sri Swami Vishwananda Gurudev. 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 Om Avatar Shishaya Namah. Om Vishamaya Namah. Om Devakarya Samudyataya Namah. Om Sukshmatanave Namah. Om Chinmayaya Namah. Om Gurumurtaye Namah. Om Sundaraya Namah. Om Sulochanaya Namah. Om Sumukaya Namah. Om Charuhastaya Namah. Om Keshavaya Namah. Om Padambhujaya Namah. Om Mandagamanaya Namah. Om Charumbaradharine Namah. Om Ramaya Namah. Om Mandirastapakaya Namah. Om Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Namah. Om Gayatri Ashvane Namah. Om Arpanasvikarakaya Namah. Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namah. Om Namo Narayanaiti Mantrapasakaya Namah. Om Swaramayaya Namah. Om Madhurakantaya Namah. Om Krishna Sankirtana Lulupaya Namah. Om Stotra Priyaya Namah. Om Mitabhashine Namah. Om Agmine Namah. Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namah. Om Vratadharaya Namah. Om Sadave Namah. Om Jagatpantaya Namah. Om Sarvalokahitaya Namah. Om Bhakta Priyaya Namah. Om Surdaya Namah. Om Anukulaya Namah. Om Neyaya Namah. Om Sudarshanaya Namah. Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namah, Om Premamurtaye Namah, Om Shubhekshanaya Namah, Om Pritivardhanaya Namah, Om Svastidayakaya Namah, Om Tarakaya Namah, Om Anugrahaya Namah, Om Vardhanaya Namah, Om Architaya Namah, Om Arthaya Namah, Om Siddhipradaya Namah, Om Janardhanaya Namah, Om Manoharaya Namah, Om Akshaya Namah, Om Siddheshwaraya Namah, Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namah, Om Atmalingaya Namah, Om Lingarchana Protsakaya Namah, Om Siddhi Sadanaya Namah, Om Madhavaya Namah, Om Omkarupasakaya Namah, Om Sukshmaya Namah, Om Vishokaya Namah, Om Satvikaya Namah, Om Samadarshine Namah, Om Dakshaya Namah, Om Achintyaya Namah, Om Niramkaraya Namah, Om Nirmohaya Namah, Om Avyagraya Namah, Om Jitakrodaya Namah, Om Vinayashilaya Namah, Om Svavashaya Namah, Om Kushalaya Namah, Om Shamaya Namah, Om Satyadharmaya Namah, Om Nirvikalpaya Namah, Om Viraktaya Namah, Om Atindraya Namah, Om Satyasandhaya Namah, Om Pavitraya Namah, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namah, Om Suranandaya Namah, Om Nandanaya Namah, Om Prasanatmane Namah, Om Bhaktanidaye Namah, Om Sakshaye Namah, Om Samatmaye Namah, Om Sadayogine Namah, Om Araye Namah, Om Sutapaya Namah, Om Somyaya Namah, Om Bhuyaya Namah, Om Vimuktatmaya Namah, Om Gabiraya Namah, Om Guptaya Namah, Om Atmaramaya Namah, Om Srinivasaya Namah, Om Devaya Namah, Om Yutidharaya Namah, Om Dhanyaya Namah, Om Gurave Namah, Om Duratikramaya Namah, Om Gahanaya Namah, Om Bhagavate Namah, Om Harisharana Margadarshakaya Namah, Om Kutasa Jagartakaya Namah, Om Aviprayaya Namah, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namah, Om Shamaikata Bhavardakaya Namah, Om Premavatar Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Ato Deva Avantu no Yato Vishnur Vichakrame Prithiviya Sapta Dhamabhi Idam Vishnur Vichakrame Tredani Dade Padam Samudamasya Pagum Sure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnur Gopa Alabhya Ato Dharmani Dharene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yujasaka Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sada Pashyanti Suraya Diveva Chakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruvagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yad Paramam Padam. Premavataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayat. Om Premavataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayat. Om Premavataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayat. Govindam. Om Bhakratunda Mahakaya Suryakuti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketabhare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Deityadri Sarjadhara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Shabhavanacha Hare Murare Radesha Gopesha Surupa Brahmadi Vandya Shri Dwarakashraya Vaikunta Pate Bhuvane Kamurte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Minakrite Kamatarupa Varahamurte Te Vikramaya Guhane Bhur Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Parat Paresha Damodarabja Dharananda Kadari Shori Gopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bandho Gopi Jana Priyare Tava Suprabhatam Shirabdishai Bhujagadi Patal Pashai Sadbhakta Hirsadana Shai Ramangashai Shri Gopa Bhama Mrudu Talpa Sukadishai Gopa Vallabhare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashapatri Sukhanarata Gotamadi Brahmarshi Sangamani Sangava Bharatesho Tishtanti Devatava Darshana Bhagyayeto Gopala Sekaraye Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Jadi Tulasi Dala Malikadyaye Malyani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Tvadbhavata Dharatale Munidra Radha Manohara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Veda Trayam Patati Gautamakana Guyam Gayanti Sadgunagano Varada Savargam Sankirtayanti Tavanama Kada Vishesham Shrinarada Dirishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Dharana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Subesha Bhavati Pota Trailokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukmini Shavarada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhaktati Panjana Kripakara Dina Bandho Nityanta Gayati Jana Priya Divya Rupa Sri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadara Prameya Padmalaya Srahida Padma Nivasa Shori Padmo Bhavati Sura Sevita Pada Pada Padmadinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vendatale Viharanaya Mahendra Pandya Kandarpa Haratina Sudesha Rupa Chandananaya Siddha Chandana Limna Deha Govinda Yadava Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nandanandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayangadina Davichona Supushpahara Nilambuda Susharira Rama Vihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Bhaji Jambhavati Satya Suganti Bhadra Shri Mitra Vindya Nivasa Prabhu Putrikadyaye Tishtanti Divya Bhava Metava Sevanarvam Gopi Mana Priya Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Achyutananda Mukunda Shari Radha Manohara Janaidana Chakrapane Namani Divya Munayurnani Shambhadanti Brahmi Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhayatam Ye Patanti Arnisam Bhuri Kritan Mahapapan Shri Krishna Grahaya Tuka Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraham Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Vriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kvavantamaravinda Dalaya Taksham Paravatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kala Sattva Vamshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shamam Tribangala Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadurjvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutamanadi Manantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayuvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatabatsara Sampragamyo Yoratati Manaso Munipungavanam Sopyasti Yatra Sinya Vichintya Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sorachayitum Jagadanda Kotim Yachaktirasti Jagadanda Chayayadanta Andantarasa Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yat Bhava Bhavita Diyo Manujastateva Samprapya Rupa Manimasanayana Bhusha Sukte Yameva Nigama Pratitestu Vanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabhim Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hiradeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundarama Chinta Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murti Shukalani Yamena Tishtam Nanavataram Akarot Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Svayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanta Koti Kotishvashesha Vasudadi Vibhuti Vinam Tat Brahmanishkalamanantam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Yasya Jagadanda Vidana Sutim Te Gunyatad Vishaya Veda Vitaya Manam Sattva Valam Vipara Sattva Vishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasatmakaya Manashu Ya Praninam Pratipalam Smaratam Upetya Lila Itena Bhuvanani Jayati Shastram Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maulokanamni Nijadamni Tale Chatasyam Devi Mahesha Haridama Sudeshu Teshu Tete Prabhavani Chayavi Tasyayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shishti Siddhi Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Rekha Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vivarti Durga Ichchanurupa Makriyasya Chacheshva Tesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chiram Yatadadi Vikara Vishesha Yoga Sanjayate Naitata Pratigasti Heto Yashambhutam Apitata Samupeti Karya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Diparshireva Ida Shankarama Vyupedya Dipayate Vivita Hetu Samana Dharma Yastagriyeva Isha Vishnutaya Vipati Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yakaranarnava Jale Bhajati Svayoga
Nidramananta Jagadanda Saroma Kupa Adhara Shakti Mavalambya Param Svamurtim Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasvekanishva Sitakala Matavalambya Jivanti Loma Vidaja Jagadandanaka Vishnur Mahansaya Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vasmamya Tasma Shakaleshu Nijeshu Teja Sviyam Kiyat Prakatayatya Pitadva Atra Ramaya Esha Jagadanda Vidhayana Karta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Yatpada Pallava Yudam Vinidaya Kumbha Vande Pranama Samaye
Sanagadi Raja
Vignam Vihantu Malalasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Agni Mahi Gaganamambu Marurdishasya Kalasa Tatma Manasiti Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vishanti Amcha Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yakshakshuresha Savita Sakala Grahanam Rajasamasya Suramurti Rashesha Deja Yasyaknaya Gramati Samprita Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Dharmota Papa Nichayasrutayastapamsi Brahmadi Kita Patagavadayasya Jiva Yadatta Matra Vibhava Prakata Prabhava Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasvindra Gopa Matavendra Maosva Karma Bandanurupa Palabhaja Manatanoti Karma Nidhati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasvindra Kama Sahaja Pradayadi Pitim Vassalya Gaura Guru Gaura Vasevya Bhavai Sanchintya Tasya Sadhuchintanuma Purete Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Jai Gurudev, good morning. So now we will chant 3 pieces from the traditional Veda. You will find them on page 57. So this will be the Shri Suktam, the Bhu Suktam, and Nila Suktam. So normally the Suktams are very famous pieces from the very old Veda, and it was said that the rishis, or the saints of yore, they have received those through contemplation. So these are very divine sounds, and in these 3 pieces we are praising the Divine Mother in the form of Lakshmi, in the form of Mother Earth, in the form of Nila, who is the 3rd wife of Narayana, and in the 3 aspects. Mother Lakshmi, she stands for the inside and the outside wealth, but for us especially, she's also seen at the feet of Narayana, so she's very much our epitome of devotion. The second one is Mother Earth, to be grateful to Mother Earth as we're walking on Mother Earth, and she's providing the space for it, and it's the worship of the quality of sacrifice. And the third one, Nila, is a rather short piece, where Guruji has said she is the one who bestows what we call bhakti, which is that magical one-pointedness that we become completely focused on the Lord with our full interest. So it's Guruji's wish that if you participate, please stand up. Otherwise, you're welcome to just sit and meditate. Kayan, maybe you can turn my pages. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavaha Ta Mahavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gamashvam Purushanaham Ashvapurvam Rathamadhyam Hastinada Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupavvaye Shirma Devi Drushatam Kapso Smitam Hiranya Prakaram Artram Jalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Sthitam Padmavarnam Tamiho Pakvaye Shayam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasam Jalantim Shayam Loke Devajushtam Udaram Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham Prapadye Lakshmir Menasyatam Tvam Vrane Aditya Varne Tapasodi Jato Vanaspatistava Vrakshota Bilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanurantu Mayantarayascha Vaya Alakshmi Upetu Mam Devasaka Kirtischa Manina Saha Pradurvutos Mirashtresmin Kirtyam Rityam Dadatu Me Kshutpipasam Balam Jeshtam Lakshmim Nashayam Yaham Abhutim Asamriddhim Cha Sarva Nirnudame Griyat Gandhatvaram Durardarsham Nitya Pushtam Garishinim Ishvarigam Sarva Bhutanam Tamiho Pakvaye Shayam Manasakka Mama Kutim Vachas Satyamashīmahi Pashunam Rupamannasya Mahishi Shayatam Yashaha Kartamena Praja Bhutamai Sambhava Kardama Shayam Vasayame Kule Mataram Padmamalinim Apasrajantu Snigdani Chiklita Vasame Grihe Nichalevi Mataram Shayam Vasayame Kule Ardra Pushkarini Pushtim Suvarnam Hema Malinim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavaha Ardram Yakkarinim Yashtim Pingalam Padma Malinim Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavaha Mahavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavo Dasyo Shva Vindeyam Purushanaham Yashchik Prayato Bhutva Juhuyada Jamanvaham Suktam Panchadashacham Jashikamasadatam Japet Padma Priye Padmini Padmahaste Padmalaye Padmadalaya Takshi Vishva Priye Vishnu Manonakole Tatpada Padmam Mahisannidasva Mahadevecha Vidmahe Vishnu Padnye Cha Dhimahi
Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bhumir Bhumnadyo Varinantariksham Mahitva Upastete Devati Teknimannada Mannadhyayadade Ayango Prishnirakramidasanam Mataram Punaha Pitaram Chaprayan Suvaha Trigum Shattam Virajati Vakpatangaya Shishaye Pradyasya Vahadyubihi Asya Pranadapananyandasya Radirochana Vyakyan Mahishasuvaha Yatva Krutaparuvapam Yunayadavajya Sukalpamagne Tattava Punasto Dipayamasi Yate Manyuparoktasya Pritivi Manudatvase Aditya Vishve Taddeva Vasavasya Pamaparan Manu Jyotirjushatam Rakcham Vichinnam Yajnagum Samimam Dadatu Brihaspatishthanutamimam No Vishve Deva Ihamadayantam Medini Devi Vasundara Syad Vasudha Devi Vasavi Brahmavachasa Pitranagam Shotram Chakshurmanaha Devi Hiranyagarbhini Devi Prasuvari Sadane Satyayane Sida Samudravati Savitri Ano Devi Mayangi Mahorarani Mahovyatishta Shange Shange Yagne Yagne Vibhishani Indrapadni Vyapini Surasariliha Vayumati Jalashayani Shriyangdharaja Sakyando Parimedini Shopariratam Parigaya Vishnupatni Mahi Devi Madhavi Madhava Priyam Lakshmi Priyasaki Devi Namamachata Vallabham Nanudaraye Vikmahe Sarva Siddhye Chadimahi Tanno Dhara Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Nilam Devi Gum Sharanamaham Prapadye Granahi Gritavati Savitaradipatyai Payasvati Rantirashano Astu Druvadisham Vishnupatnya Gora Seshana Sahasoya Manuta Brihaspatir Matarishvota Vayus Sangduvana Vata Abhino Grananto Vishtambho Divo Dharana Prithivya Asyeshana Jagato Vishnupatni Mahadeve Cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni Cha Dhimahi Tanno Nila Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, good morning. So the verse that I chose today from the Srimad Bhagavatam is from Canto 11, Chapter 18, verse 38, and is spoken by Sukadev Goswami, who is describing the different qualities and duties of the Varnashram. So the the different stages of life and duties of those who are in the different stages of life, of a grihastha, of a sannyas. And he speaks afterwards about the qualities and behaviors of a Paramahamsa, so someone who is beyond any of those stages. And one of the verses that he says in regards to the Paramahamsa is the verse 38, where he says, Dukkha dharkeshu kameshu jata nirveda atmavan ajitna sitamad dharmo munim gurum upavrajet. One who is detached from sense gratification, knowing its results to be miserable, and who desires spiritual perfection, but has not yet seriously analyzed the process of obtaining me, should approach a learned and fully realized spiritual master. So in this verse, it's not saying anything that we would not already know, I believe, which is, I suppose, why most of us are here, because we know that Guruji can get us somewhere and can show us something and teach us something that we don't know, that we cannot figure out by ourselves. And I think, can't really speak for myself, but I think most people who have lived life to a certain extent have realized that at one point or another, life will always give you misery. No matter how much you try to fulfill your desires, no matter how much you try to achieve or attain, how much money you try to make, at some point you will always experience misery, isn't it? Has that changed since you're on the spiritual path? No. I hope yes. I hope at least a little bit. Because the truth is that the type of happiness that we are looking for is very different. And even more different is the one that we are trying to get it from. Right? Because no matter what happiness we look for in the world, anything that we find in the world is limited. So what kind of happiness do you think we would get from something that is in the world? Naturally, it is also limited. It is not its fault, but it's its nature. Anything that is limited cannot give something unlimited. That makes sense, no? And so obviously the happiness that we can find from the Supreme Lord is also unlimited, because He is by nature unlimited. Right? And so what he says here is actually, I would say, 3 points. The first one is the realization that any desire that is trying to be attained eventually leads to misery. The second point that he is making is that if you realize this situation, this problem, but you have not really tried to understand the process of how you can actually attain God and how you can actually become eternally happy, then you need to try to analyze that process and see what is actually possible. What he says, use discrimination, right? And the third point that he makes is that if you cannot figure this out by yourself, you should try to find somebody who can help you to figure it out. No? So you should find such a realized person who can show you the way. So these are the 3 points that he makes. So the first question, I would start from the back, is who needs a spiritual master? And why do we need one? I will keep this very short because I think it's very easily answered by those who are sitting in this room. No? Because those people who need a spiritual master is the ones who have made this discriminative analysis of life and have realized that I have no idea how to figure this out. Because the truth is, most of us who are sitting in this room also realize that even though we might have been with Guruji for many years, we might have listened to many satsangs, we might have read the Bhagavad Gita many times, and we know that desire leads to misery. And still we try to fulfill our desires. No matter how small it is. No? We still look for the comforts of the mind. And sure, you might say, no, I'm not looking for buying Ferraris or whatever else. That's the comical, worldly desires. But who looks for the desires of, oh, I would love to have a nice lunch. I would love to have a pizza for dinner. And then you go to the pizzeria and you realize it's closed. What do you feel? Oh, man, a pizza would have been great. What do you feel? Misery. It's a small stage of misery. You get over it very quickly, I hope. No? But life is, or every day, is amazingly, incredibly full of those little moments where we try to fulfill little desires, and we've experienced again and again little miseries. Sometimes they're bigger miseries, sometimes they're small miseries. No? But we still do it, even though we know we know what happens every single time. Right? And so clearly we have not figured it out. So I would say that the spiritual master is actually only for those who have realized that they cannot figure it out. There are many people who are not even looking to figure it out. No? And for those, the spiritual master would be a waste. Would be a waste of his time. And I think that's it sounds like a small thing, but I think it's actually a huge difference. We are all here, not because we are great beings necessarily, or because we have figured out life. No, we have figured out in life that we have a problem that we don't know how to solve. And that's why we are here, and that's why we need him. Right? That is a huge step already. Because the first step to getting to a certain goal is when you have figured out that you have a problem and you don't know how to solve it. And that's a huge step. Because that first step requires you to realize that you cannot solve everything by yourself. It means to humble yourself, to become humble, to give a dent to your so big ego. That is a very big step, right? And so, as Krishna also describes this world in the Gita as dukkhalayam, the world of suffering, no? Not because it's so terrible here, but because everything in this world rotates around the fulfillment of desires and the running after of desires. And the inevitable result of that is misery. At the same time, we also call it Vaikuntha in itself. We can live Vaikuntha here. No? We can experience the experience of Vaikuntha here. We have the Supreme Lord himself residing with us here. How would that be dukkhalayam? No? So that dukkhalayam is not the material world of Bhudevi. It's Devi herself. No? It is the inner experience that we have is dukkha. As long as we engage in dukkha, we will experience dukkha. That's how it is. It's not the soil that we walk on. No? That is what he's trying to remind us again and again, also during Navaratri, every single day. What is the one commonality between all Devis? They try to inspire us to change. Each one of them inspires you to change. You have to change something. And the thing that we have to change is inside, is our intention, is our attitude that we have towards life. And so let's try to make this analysis, the discriminative analysis that he speaks about in this verse, because we already realized we've done the first step. We are here requesting the help of such a realized soul, such a realized being, who can show us a path. So chapter 434 we already follow of Krishna's requests or suggestions. No? We have looked for that spiritual master who can help us, to guide us. And we know how we should ask and request the help. Then the second part is, I would say, actually more difficult and at the same time very easy. Because the main thing that drives us to follow our desires is our mind. And as you might have realized over time, Arjun also realized, and it's one of my favorite verses in the Gita, in chapter 6, Arjun has been listening to Krishna for the past conversation of the 5 chapters. He has asked several questions, and he comes to the realization that the only way that he can actually implement what Krishna is trying to tell him is if his mind is under control. Because if his mind is not under control, no matter how many nice words Krishna says, no matter how many amazing satsangs Guruji gives, and no matter how many times Guruji says you have to change, you will never change if your mind is not under control. Because your mind will just do whatever the hell it wants. No? And so Arjun asked Krishna this question. This mind is so powerful, it is so stubborn, it is more difficult to control than the wind. So how on earth am I supposed to do anything you tell me? How should I do anything that you advise me to do? And I don't know about you, I ask myself the same question many times. Whatever Krishna says sounds amazing in the Gita. Whatever Guruji speaks about every single evening sounds amazing. It makes sense. No? But the next time I come across these little moments in my everyday life, I'm like, well, I don't practice it. So yes, I am a hypocrite, just like Guruji calls us all the time. No? We are very much hypocrites because we not, and I would not even say consciously, no, most of the small desires that we follow are unconscious. And a majority of the time we only notice it afterwards. We only notice once the misery kicks in. The dukkha kicks in, then we realize, oh, I did it again. There it was again. No? And so I think it's a very valid, and I think it's one of the most relative questions that Arjun asked in the Gita. And I really love the answer that Krishna gave to Arjun. What is the answer that he gave? He says, firstly, in chapter 6, verse 35, he says, yes, the mind is very powerful and very hard to subdue. But it is possible by 2 things. By repeated practice and renunciation. And later he adds that in my opinion, Krishna says, it is very hard for someone to take up this path who is not striving to control one's mind. Yeah? So Krishna essentially says 3 things. The first thing he does is he inspires us to practice acceptance. He says, yes, the mind is very difficult to control. He doesn't say, no, Arjuna, you're wrong. Actually, it's very easy. Which is something we would tell ourselves sometimes in delusion. No, he says, yes, it is very difficult. It is not easy. But he says, it is possible. No? And if Krishna says it is possible, even if I don't believe in it, I would say, sufficient faith by his grace that I believe that he knows better than I do. And so if Krishna says it is possible, it must be possible. Somehow. No? And he says 2 things. It is possible with 2 things. Repeated practice and renunciation. So my question would be, is renunciation something easy? We had Brahmacharya Day, we spoke about renunciation a lot. If you think about any desire you have, is it easy to renounce it? Not at all. Either renunciation is something either you experience or you don't. It's a state. No? It's very difficult to actually practice it by conscious choice. And so I would come back to the only thing that we can actually do is the first thing that he said, no? Repeated practice. Repeated practice. That is what Guruji spoke about, I believe, the other day already. It is about the everyday choices that we make. Makes the big difference in the end. The small choices that we make. No matter how big you think or how small you think they are, they have a huge impact on your life. No? It is the effort that we make to implement the instructions that the one that we have chosen to help us has given us. It is the small things. And as the last step, and then I'll maybe share one or two examples. As the last step, as a solution, of course Krishna also gives the solution. And there's many things that we try thinking that is the medicine. I got a little bit sick the other day, and I thought as every Navaratri or as every event, this is the worst time to get sick. Because you don't have time to be sick. Even if I was sick, I still have to be in the tent. And so I was like, I take any medicine anybody gives me, it doesn't matter. Just give me those pills. Does that help? Yeah, sometimes. But usually the more doctors you ask, the more medicine you get, and the less it helps. No? The actual medicine that helps to solve this problem, actually there was maybe a stupid example, but I heard it on a podcast recently. He said that if you have a glass of water and you pee in it, what happens? It's mixed, no? If you add a little bit of more water, it doesn't remove the pee. Right? Would you drink it if you add a little bit more water? No, not really, no. What do you have to do? There's two things that you can do. And I think the mind works the same way. There's two things you can do. Either you empty the glass and add fresh water. Or you keep pouring water in as long enough for it to overflow long enough so that eventually there's only water left inside. There's only these two ways. So I would say the first way is not an option because our mind and now some scars are already so full, to remove them and to simply cut them out doesn't work. It's impossible. So I would say the only solution is the second. To keep pouring in water as much as you can, as long as you can, until the water that is left inside is fully clear and clean. And that is literally what we do, no? With our sadhana, with the choices that we make every single day, that is what we do. You pour water into your dirty water cup. And all you need to do is keep pouring. Sometimes the amount of water that you pour doesn't even matter as long as you pour. The consistency is what actually is important. So the last ingredient that I would say cannot be forgotten, obviously, is that there is only one way, as we know very well, how we can actually get to know Him. Because that is what our aim is, no? That's what he says in 1855, no? Bhakti Marga bijanati yavanyaschami tatvata. It is only by bhakti, it is only by devotion that you will get to know me. The knowledge of who I and what I am will awaken inside of you. It is only by bhakti. It is only by bhakti that you will get to know who I am and what I am. There is no other way, right? And that's what I think Guruji said yesterday as a last point, what he said yesterday so beautifully is, he says, imagine how much the Lord has to limit himself to play his Leela with us. I have to admit, I didn't really hear what he said before as a context too much, because I was doing something. But when he said the sentence, it literally stuck in my mind. Imagine how much the Lord has to limit himself to play his game, to play his Leelas with us. And he said, to know yourself, you have to have clarity. But to have clarity, every moment in your life has to become clear. And that is also practice. Small efforts of clarity will eventually lead to big clarity. So I think the realization of what Guruji says is amazing. To realize how much he has to limit himself to be here and play this Leela with us. Leela, we often think of nice stories, and it's a game. It's not actually real. Just a game that he plays. The thing is, if you don't understand the game, it's not a game. It's not fun. For him, it's fun. For him, it's a Leela. For us, we live in it. No? But to simply realize the incredible grace that we have to be here is unimaginable. Because when you read the Leelas of Shri Ram, of Shri Krishna, of the gopis, sometimes you wonder, well, wouldn't it be amazing to be there? The truth is, we are. No? No, we are not the gopis. No, we are not the gopas. We are not even the cows that were in Vrindavan graced by Krishna. But we are here with Guruji. No? We don't have to compare ourselves with other Leelas or other beings, or other stories. The gopis didn't just instantly experience the highest pinnacle of bhakti just because they were lucky and Guruji graced them. There were great rishis who did sadhana for thousands of years and then attained the grace to be these greatest devotees that ever lived on the earth. They didn't just cheaply get it. They worked hard for it. No? So I think one thing that is important to realize, and I shared this story before many times also, is that transformation and change is not in the outside. It is not necessarily only about how much sadhana we do. It is about how we do it. Now in Kriya we often say, to do your full Kriya for 1 hour doesn't mean much if your mind is constantly absent. But if you do 1 round of main Kriya with full intention and full sincerity and full focus, it is so much more worth. The same is with anything that we do. Like I shared the story before from many years ago when I used to do my prayer, my puja to my Krishna in my room. Sometimes I would do 2 hours every day. And one day, Guruji came to me and he said, from tomorrow on, I want you to do your personal puja as quick and as short as possible. And so it shrunk from 2 hours to 12 minutes in one day. And for the first week, I felt terrible. Because I felt like I'm so lazy, I can't do less, I can't serve him less. But very quickly I realized that actually, simply just being able to offer 1 drop of water to him, if your heart is fully there, that is more than enough. And it's logically, analytically impossible to understand the experience or the feeling that you have in your heart when you actually get to pour water over Guruji's feet. When you actually get to offer a little laddu to Krishna. Nobody can understand, look and see, or you're feeding statues and puppets. No? That is why Krishna says, Bhakti Marga Bijanati. It is only by devotion that you actually get to know me. And so I would finish with being the last day of Navaratri, we worship Siddhidatri Devi. Siddhidatri is the one who gives everything. She holds all weapons. She holds all powers, Siddhidatri, you know. For me, Guruji, of course, Guruji holds all qualities. The Guru holds all qualities of the Divine Mother. All grace, everything that we have in our life is given by him. And so the best thing that we can do is the little effort every day to love what we do. There's nothing else that you need to do. Try your best, at least in one thing that you do every day, to sincerely love it. Without second thought, without distraction. Just truly enjoy and be grateful and be happy for the grace that he has given you. Even if it's just for 5 seconds, that would even be enough. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralay dhala dadaine.
Pralay dadaine.
Pralay dhala dadaine. Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha.
Shilay Tankana Kalaye.
Shilatankana Kalaye.
Shilay Tankana Kalaye.
Shilatankana Kalaye.
Ito Narasimo Parato Narasimo.
Ito Narasimo Parato Narasimo.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Yato Yato Yamitato Narasimo.
Vahi Narasimo Hridaye Narasimo.
Bahir Narasimo Hridaye Narasimo.
Narasimha Madhin Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimha Madhin Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakamatuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Tavakara
Kalavare Nakamatuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Brigam.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jayo Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Jagadisha Hare.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jayo Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Jagadisha Hare.
Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev.
Singare Jayo Narasimha Dev.
Oh Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Svarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Bhakta Svarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Vishwananda Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev. Oh Gurudev, 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 Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev, 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 Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev. Oh Gurudev, 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 Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev. Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatindraya Karuna Kairaya, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me, Prapati Dharmikarataya Mangala Mangala Me, Prapati Dharmikarataya Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me, Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me, Vedanta Dharine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me, Vedanta Dharine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Rangesa Kinkaryarataya Mangala Mangala Me, Rangesa Kinkaryarataya Mangala Mangala Me, Mananataya Dharini Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me, Mananataya Dharini Dharaya Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala Mangala Me, Mangala Mangala Me. Om Jai Lakshmi Mata, Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Ara Vishnu Vedata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Umara Ma Brahmani, Tumai Jagamata, Meya Tumai Jagamata, Surya Chandra Madhyavat, Surya Chandra Madhyavat, Narada Rishigata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata,
Rupa Niranjani Sukha Sampati Data Meya Sukha Sampati Data Jo koi tumako javata Jo koi tumako javat Riddhi Siddhi Dhana Pata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tuma Patala Nivasi Tumae Shubhadata Meya Tumae Shubhadata Karma Prabhava Prakashini Karma Prabhava Prakashini Bhavani Dikitrata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Jisagaramem Tumarati Sabasa Gunata Meya Sabasada Gunata Sabasam Bhava Ujata Sabasam Bhava Ujata Mananaim Gabarata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tuma Vinayajnana Hote Vastrana Koi Pata Meya Vastrana Koi Pata Kana Pananka Vaibhava Kana Pananka Vaibhava Sabatuma Seyata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Subhaguna Mandira Sundara Chiro Dadijata Neya Chiro Dadijata Ratna Chaturada Tuma Vina Ratna Chaturada Tuma Vina Koi Nai Pata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Mahalakshmi Ji ki Arati Jo koi jana gata Meya jo koi jana gata Purananda Samata Purananda Samata Papa Uttara Jata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Meya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Meya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Tumako Nishadina Sevata Hara Vishnu Vidata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Susaka Tvameva Tvameva Vinyadravina Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Govindam Asato Ma Sargamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की श्री बुद्धप्रदेशनाथ नरसिम्हा भगवान की श्री राधा कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की महावतार प्रिया बाबा की श्री रामानुजाचार्य की प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेवा श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की ओम कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपीजनवल्लभाय पराय परमपुरुषाय हर कर्म मंत्रयंत तंत्र औषधास सहस्राणि समराज समरामृत्योर्मोचाय मोचाय ओम नमो भगवते मासुदर्शनाय दीप्ते ज्वलाप्रिताय सर्वदीक्षुभनों पद परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परज्योतिषे स्वाहा ओम Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shami Kataramana Govinda. Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda. Bhakta Vatsala Govinda. Kundali Kavarade. Eknath Namadev. Mandarinath Maharaj ki. Masta Bhakta Mandar ki. Alva El Perumal Tiruvani Karahe.